Hi everyone, Dinesh Sirasena here, and today we're going to be talking about imaging the first extensor compartment of the wrist. As with previous talks, I recommend two resources when imaging the wrist. First is the ESSR guidelines for imaging this area, and second, ultrasoundcases.info. So this image is taken from the ESSR guidelines, and it's a recap of the 6 dorsal compartments. The first comprises of the extensor pollicis brevis and abductor pollicis longus. The second, extensor carpi radialis brevis and extensor carpi radialis longus. Here's some images on scanning the first extensor compartment. It's useful to have the patient with their hand resting on the ulnar border and in a semi-supinated position. This exposes the radial border of the wrist and hence the first compartment. You can start by scanning in a short axis orientation, in which case you will see the extensor pollicis brevis and the abductor pollicis longus. To image the second extensor compartment, you can have the patient with the palm flat on the examination couch. This is quite stable, and in doing so, you can then move the transducer laterally over to the second extensor compartment. In this position, you should see the extensor carpi radialis longus and brevis, both in a short axis orientation. The commonest area that I image is the first dorsal wrist compartment. This is the extensor pollicis brevis and abductor pollicis longus. In practice, I tend to have the patient either lying down in a supine position with the wrist resting on top of the examination couch, or I will have them seated, again with the wrist resting on top of the examination couch. Using a towel helps to place the wrist in a slightly ulnar deviated position, thereby exposing the radial border a little bit more. When imaging the first extensor compartment, I tend to use the hockey stick transducer. The reason for this is that it gives the highest resolution imaging, it has the smallest footprint, and hence when undertaking injections, the shortest distance for the needle to traverse. And finally, because it has a much smaller footprint, it means that it's much more maneuverable and you can follow the contour of the wrist much more easily. Here is an example of a de Quervain's tenosynovitis. In this pathology, you will find that the tenosynovium, i.e. the covering of the tendon, is thickened, and as a consequence, there is increased vascularity in this area as well. Thanks for watching. I hope you found the video informative and it adds to your knowledge of musculoskeletal imaging. If you did, please remember to hit the like down below and subscribe to the channel for further updates. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And remember to check out sportsmedinfo.sg. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all very soon.